Hey everybody, excuse me, that was a great start. I'm starting out a hot dog test. So we've got 6 different hot dogs here, and what we want to do is choose the best one or the best ones. I haven't decided yet. Maybe I'll pick the top 3 to go to the next round, but we're definitely going to eliminate some, and I will throw them that way into the woods because I'm not really a huge hot dog fan, but I like to test things. And so the ones that are just like totally gross, they're just gonna go to the raccoons and the possums. So today we've got, I've kind of lined them up here. So we've got Bar S Classic Franks, which is this one here. We've got the Bar S Red Franks, which I like. And that's this guy right here. We've got the Ballpark. I've got a bun size length so I can tell the difference with these tests, but that's this guy right here. We've got the Brian Juicy Jumbos. These are all chicken pork beef. Chicken and pork, sorry. These are all chicken and pork. And that's this guy right here, the Brian. And then these last 2 are actually just chicken franks, so there's no pork. This is Fudd. And that's this guy right here, really limp. And then we've got the Chicken Franks by Bar S, which is right here. I can pretty much tell you that one's going to be eliminated, but we'll see how I feel today. And I've got a little scorecard here, that way I can remember what I gave each thing for ranking. So we're scientific today. So first we're gonna try the Bar S. Let's let you look at it here. Oops. So yeah, just a basic hot dog. So we're gonna go ahead and cut it. All right, it's my lunch today, so I hope you're happy. All right. So that's like my first bite of anything today for a while, so tastes pretty good to me, but very salty. The outer casing is kind of chewy a little bit. They definitely have their salt and seasoning down, but you can tell it's like a low tier hot dog. There's a little smoke flavor in there. I'm gonna rank these out of 10, I think. And so, actually, I'm gonna hold off. Well, I'll give an initial ranking. So I'll write an initial ranking, and then I'll write a final ranking out of 10 for the scores. So this one is pretty mid, a little bit less than. I'm gonna say this is a 4 out of 10. I'm just gonna write lines here, so I have a initial ranking and a final ranking. All right, so that one's starting off as a 4 out of 10. Okay, so here's the Bar S Red. For some reason, these ones taste a little better to me. They always have, and I don't know why. So here we go, Bar S Red. Yeah, there's just something about it. It has like more flavor to it. I don't know what that flavor is either. It's just so much better. That's a really good hot dog. It's still got the weird like chewy, slightly snappy casing. I really do like the red. I do. It's good. I'm gonna give that one initial ranking of 6 out of 10. All right, I have to take a salt pill after all this. Okay, next I've got Brian. Now, I don't think this is a very popular brand, but we're gonna test it and find out. So these are called Juicy Jumbos, and it is pretty big actually. They don't have a regular hot dog. Like this is just their hot dog is a jumbo. Pretty good looking. So here we go. Could see some darker specks in there, and I mean, it's whatever. You never know what's in here, but I see seasoning on this side, but there's like darker specks in there. Oh. Last time I had this, it really wasn't that bad, but I'm tasting some funkiness. Like it's good in its own way, but there's like a weird smoked pork hide thing in there. I will say the outer casing is better. It doesn't have the chewy thing, but it has more of a, I don't know, it's less chewy. So I like that because it doesn't give you that weird thing. You know, initially I'm gonna write 4 out of 10 for Brian. I thought that was gonna fare better because last time we had him, seemed to go over better. Yeah, I'll come back for a final score on that too. I'm gonna try one more here. If I never had that one again, I probably wouldn't be sad. All right. So next up, oh, I forgot to show the package. So yeah, that's the Brian Juicy Jumbos. Now we've got, next on the block is Ballpark Bun Size Franks. Got my assistant here helping me today. You gonna do a taste test for us? Oh, I forgot to hold this up. So this is the Ballpark. Right here. Ballpark is pretty popular. Casing's kind of weird to cut here on that. All right. Oh. There's something wrong with this one. There's like it's like an old broth flavor. Whoa. Okay. Not particularly a fan. I'm gonna give it an initial 5 out of 10 on this. It's not terrible, but yeah. But we'll come back. We'll see. Hey, here, you want this? Here, go get this. Eat that. All right, so next, I can't tell if the Ballpark is better than the Brian or not. We're gonna find out. But next we got the FUD. I don't know what FUD stands for, but this is the Chicken Frank. It's just made with chicken. Here we go. I mean, it's a little more of a linear flavor. You know, I can tell there's like less going on in a bad way. I think when you mix the chicken and pork, you get kind of a weird thing. I've had the same thing with turkey franks too. Turkey franks are actually pretty decent. Same with some chicken franks, but I love this. Cat in the Way. It's a perfect shot. You know, I'm gonna give that one. I want to give it a 6 out of. I'll give it a 6 out of 10 initially. Hey, I'm not done with my test yet. Here, you want something? Have a piece of this Ballpark. Here, get it. All right, so 6 out of 10 initially for the FUD. This one, yeah, I don't even know why I'm testing it. Last time I had it, it was just absolutely gross. But this is Bar S Chicken Frank. And pretty soon I'm gonna have a hot dog made out of cat. Because he's gonna he's gonna do the sacrifice for the YouTube video, the next. It doesn't get out of my face. So Bar S chicken frank. No. I'm gonna write disqualified on this one. DQ. It's rancid, and they're going out back. I cannot stand the chicken franks. All right, so now we're gonna go back through. So this is the Bar S original. Quite a bit more smoke flavor than the other ones. You know, I'm gonna bump that up to 5 out of 10 as my final for Bar S. Next I wanna do, I'm actually gonna save the red one for last. So I'm gonna do Ballpark next. Which I think, actually I'm just gonna cut a fresh one here. Ballpark. So the initial flavor on the Ballpark is gross, but then whatever they put in there, like a bone broth or whatever, kind of comes in, creates kind of a smoky. Man, this is tough. I'm gonna now try the Bar S again. Okay, so Ballpark is better, but not by much. Final score on that is 6 out of 10 for Ballpark. It's rough though. I probably would not buy Ballpark again. Will I eat the rest of these? I'll probably find a way to use them, yeah. But the Bar S, just tastes cheap. There's like a cheap quality to it. It tastes like a $1 hot dog, but it is a good value still. But there's a lot of looseness. This is packed tighter. I feel like it's maybe just a little bit higher quality. But the flavor is honestly not that much better. If I was blindfolded, I wouldn't be able to tell you like, oh yeah, this is a Ballpark. Like they both taste pretty similar. But just because of the quality bump, I'm gonna bump Ballpark up to 6. So Bar S 5, Ballpark 6. On to Brian now. We're gonna do the final score. Okay. So now eating Brian after those two, Brian is better. And so I gave Ballpark a 6. I want to give Brian a 6, but oh, that's Bar S. Oops. They are kind of neck and neck. I'm eating so many intestines right now. Brian and Ballpark are honestly about the same. It just depends on what you want. Ballpark there's more of kind of a rancid, trashy quality to it. This is Bar S. I'm putting that over there. Brian has less smoke, but doesn't have that like rancid quality to it. So, yeah, I'm gonna put here. I promised myself I wouldn't do decimals, but I'm gonna do a 6.5 out of 10 for Brian. So just a half a point higher than Ballpark. All right. Chicken franks are disqualified. but we're gonna, or the Bar S, I mean, but we're gonna do the Fud. Okay, now after the Brian, that kind of tastes weird. Fud chicken, I'm actually putting this at a 5 out of 10. But now I have to try it against the Bar S because that's also 5. And they're also the same price. Stop. Okay. Bar SOG, better than Fud chicken. So I'm going to put Fud chicken at 4 out of 10. Bar S chicken, disqualified. Now we're going to try the Red Frank, which I believe is going to be the best one out of the lot. And it is, except for the texture. The texture is weird. It's got the mushy quality on the inside, and the outside just has this chewy, spongy, like the texture gets an F. But the flavor is really good. Maybe I ought to try more of these red hot, like these hot style, red style hot dogs, because if this is such a vast improvement, maybe I just really like the red hot dogs, so I need to try other brands' red hot dogs too. That's really good. I'm try this against the Brian. Okay. So the first time around when I tried the Brian, it just really wasn't that good, but this might be coming out on top. That's Brian. Yeah, the flavor of the Bar S is very savory and salty. It's good. The texture sucks. I'm gonna put Bar S Red and Brian tied at 6.5 out of 5. So here's the final scores. So the Bar S you need to move, buddy. So the Bar S I initially ranked a 4. Now I ranked it a 5. So that's the original $1 package of Bar S. Ballpark initially ranked a 5. Bumped it up to 6. Brian I initially ranked a 4. Put that at a 6.5. The Red was a 6. Bumped it up to 6.5. The Bar S chicken was disqualified right out of the gate. The FUD chicken was 6 out of 10, and then I degraded it to 4. So we have a tie between Brian Frank's and Bar S. Excuse me, Bar S Red. The worst of the pack was FUD, well, chicken, Bar S chicken. Then it was FUD chicken. So those two are probably going to be launched. And then I guess I've got one Bar S hot dog left. I'll probably launch that too. And so we've got Ballpark 6 out of 10, Brian 6.5 out of 10, and Bar S Red 6.5 out of 10. So I think those three are going to go to the next round. And then we're going to test it against 3 or 4 other hot dogs. And then probably do another round after that and just kind of see. Now, these aren't like all the hot dogs that are on the market. There's just like what I saw and picked up. I mean, I picked up a bunch of different hot dogs for, anywhere between $1 and $3.50. So, but it's kind of a fun test. So anyways, if you're at the store and you're just like, I don't know what to get, I'd say Bar S Red or Brian. Either of those would be good if that's on your radar. So thanks for tuning in.